Applying for an OCI card can be seriously frustrating. Between the Indian Government portal, VFS Global Forms, uploading documents, and photo requirements, there's just so much that can go wrong. I'll show you the exact step-by-step process so you don't waste weeks figuring it out or risk your application getting rejected. We'll start with the benefits of having an OCI, then check if you're eligible to apply. I'll also show you how to figure out which Indian consulate has jurisdiction over your U.S. state. So, you know where to send your application. You'll learn the photo specifications, how to register and fill out the application form online, and exactly which documents you need to gather. I'll also show you how to self-attest your documents properly, how to pay the application fee, and how to mail your completed package to VFS Global. Finally, I'll explain how to track your OCI application once it's been submitted. I've added chapters in the description so you can easily revisit or skip straight to any section you need. So, if you're planning to apply for an OCI card soon, make sure to watch till the end. I will provide a bonus at the end that will help with your application package. There are 3 major benefits of having an OCI card. First, you can get a lifelong, multiple entry visa that allows visits to India for various purposes. Second, no requirement to report to police authorities, regardless of the duration of stay in India. And third, equal rights as non-resident Indians in financial, economic, and educational matters. However, OCI holders cannot vote in Indian elections, cannot hold public office, cannot become a member of parliament, member of legislative assembly, or hold constitutional positions like president, vice president, or judge in Indian courts, not eligible for government employment in India, cannot purchase or inherit agricultural land, farmhouses, or plantation properties, cannot apply for an Indian passport and need prior permission or special permits to visit certain restricted or protected areas in India, for example parts of Northeast, Jammu and Kashmir, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. To apply for an OCI, you must be a foreign citizen who either was an Indian citizen yourself or have at least one of the parents, grandparents, or great-grandparents who were Indian citizens. If you were an Indian citizen at birth or became an Indian citizen on or after January 26, 1950, when the Constitution was established, or belonged to a territory that became part of India after August 15, 1947. Portuguese territories Goa, Daman and Diu, French territories Puducherry, Karaikal, Mahe and Yanam, princely states Hyderabad, Junagadh and Sikkim became part of India after August 15, 1947. Minors of at least one Indian citizen or OCI holders are also eligible, and spouses of Indian citizens are also eligible. However, their marriage has been officially registered and has lasted continuously for at least 2 years just before applying. Citizens of Pakistan and Bangladesh are not eligible. Foreign military or police personnel either serving or retired are also not eligible. First, find out which Indian consulate has jurisdiction over your U.S. state. Go to VFS Global's website and choose your state to see which consulate you should apply to. This is important because every consulate has slightly different instructions and addresses. There are 6 consulates general of India across the United States: Seattle, San Francisco, Houston, Chicago, Atlanta, and New York, with the main Indian embassy located in Washington, D.C. Indians residing in California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, Hawaii, and the territory of Guam should send their application package to the Consulate General in San Francisco. Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Alaska to the Consulate General in Seattle. Colorado, New Mexico, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana to the Consulate General in Houston. Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands to the Consulate General in Atlanta. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri to the Consulate General in Chicago. Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine to the Consulate General in New York, Kentucky, North Carolina, West Virginia, and Virginia, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, and Bermuda to the Embassy in Washington, D.C. Now, before you register to apply for OCI, you must have some documents ready. You will need a passport-size picture and an image of your signature. The maximum size allowed for the images is 1,000 kilobytes. Let's go through the photo requirements. You need to submit a passport-size color photo that is 2 inches by 2 inches in size. Make sure your head is centered in the frame and the background is plain white. Avoid any distractions in the background. Shadows, blur, or low-quality images. Do not submit a photo that is pixelated or washed out. Make sure you are looking directly at the camera in the photo and no picture with unnatural skin tone. Make sure your hair is not covering your face and keep your eyes open. Do not wear tinted or dark glasses. It's best to remove glasses entirely. Lastly, ensure your face and eyes are fully visible, with no hair or head coverings blocking them. Make sure that the digital picture and the picture attached to your physical application is the same. Similarly, your signature on the physical application form must match the digital signature. The height and width of the signature photo must have aspect ratio 1:3. Now, let's begin with the first step, that is registration. Google how to apply for OCI. Click on the VFS Global Apply for OCI Services link. This is the eligibility that we already talked about. You can apply by mail or by in-person appointment. In this video, I will guide you on how to apply via mail. There are 3 major steps. First, fill in the application form, then gather the documents, and finally, pay the fee and mail the documents and application. Click the link on Step 1. This will open the Government of India's OCI application site, where the eligibility criteria are listed again. At the top, click on OCI Registration. From the menu to begin your application, enter your last name and first name exactly as they appear in your American passport. Select United States as your nationality and provide your U.S. mobile number. Once registered, click on the user login to start filling out the application. The first time you log in, it will ask you to complete the user profile. Provide your American passport details. You'll have either a completed or partially filled application. Let's start filling out the application. Click on Online Registration, select New OCI Registration, and then Indian Origin. Here, you'll see the eligibility criteria and required documents. Review them before proceeding. Click on Apply Online. This is the list of instructions to fill out the application form. You must read this before proceeding. Accept the terms and then click to proceed to OCI registration. You need to fill out 7 pages of the application form. The first page is about the applicant's personal American passport and family details. Select USA in the place of submission and then select your consulate where you will be sending the application package. For relation with the root Indian, select Self, which means you were a prior Indian citizen and have obtained citizenship of another country. In the next screen, provide details about your current occupation and employer details and your current U.S. address and mobile number. In the next screen, the system will generate a temporary application ID. Read the instructions for uploading a photo and a signature. Upload your passport-size photo and signature images that are in PDF format. Drag the image by using the bar below the image so that the face is in the center and then crop the image. Repeat the same for the signature image. Then click on Upload. In the next screen, your cropped image and signature will be displayed. In the next screen, you will need to provide any criminal records against you. Answer all questions truthfully. Select how you got your American citizenship and the date you became a citizen. Select India as your previous nationality and enter your Indian passport number that you surrendered after getting U.S. citizenship. Now, you have to upload documents to provide evidence of your U.S. citizenship, your current U.S. address, and evidence of your roots in India. For proof of present citizenship, provide your naturalization certificate and American passport if you already got one. Select the document you want to upload, scan the documents and make sure to save them in PDF format and under 1000 kilobytes in size. Choose your file and press upload. Once uploaded, you can delete, view, or re-upload them. Now, select the next document and repeat the process. You can see that all the documents were successfully uploaded. Now, upload a document to provide evidence of your current address. The most common document is a driver's license. To provide evidence of your Indian roots, upload your surrendered Indian passport. Once you have uploaded all required documents, click Submit. In the next screen, verify all the information. Click Modify to make any changes, otherwise, click Final Submit. Click on Generate Application PDF. It will download the application. Double-click to open it. On the first page, you will see your application ID. Take a printout of the form. You will need to write your name in the declaration part and sign the form. You will need to print this form to send it to VFS. Next step is to gather all mandatory and supporting documents. We are done with the registration and application form. Now let's gather all the supporting documents. Select New OCI Registration from the drop-down menu and then select OCI Fees and Documents Required. The new OCI Card fees is $275 along with other fees. Based on your situation, whether you're applying for yourself, for a child, or for a spouse who is not an Indian citizen, this video specifically focuses on adults who have acquired U.S. citizenship and were previously Indian citizens holding an Indian passport. The first one is the OCI application that we just finished. The second required document is your photograph. You can review the photo specifications using the link we discussed earlier. Ensure that the photo affixed to the physical application form is the same as the one you uploaded. Likewise, your signature on the form must match the one you submitted online. Next is the photocopy of your current American passport. You'll also need to provide a photocopy of your renounced Indian passport. Next, attach a copy of the naturalization certificate. Include a copy of the surrender certificate you received when you surrendered your Indian passport. If you do not have an American passport, you must provide valid proof of your legal status in the United States. Provide a copy of your marriage, divorce, or death certificate if your spouse is deceased. If your name has been changed in your American passport, you'll need to provide a notarized affidavit for the name change. Choose the example that best matches your specific situation. If employed, submit employment verification. If not, provide documentation of your current status. Copy of OCI ever issued to your parents or spouse. Copy of an India visa if ever issued to you. Provide proof of your current address. Typically, a copy of your driver's license is sufficient. However, if your current address is not listed on your driver's license, you'll need to submit a notarized copy of a utility bill showing your correct address. You may want to provide proof of your native address in India if you are a non-US national or have dual citizenship. A notarized affidavit to support the original documents is also required. Please print out the appropriate format, fill it in, and have it notarized before submitting. A notarized undertaking of OCI applicant is mandatory to submit. It is a self-declaration form signed by the applicant confirming certain details and agreeing to abide by the rules and conditions set forth by the Government of India regarding OCI status. A consent letter for the Indian Embassy and the surrender of Indian voter and ration cards is mandatory. Follow the format in the link provided. I will talk about the fee in the next section. These are list of all documents. Make sure you have uploaded all the required documents about your case. Here are some common mistakes applicants make while applying for an OCI. Please review them carefully to ensure you're not making the same errors. And finally, some useful tips. How to self-attest a document. To self-attest a document, take a photocopy of the original document and write "True copy of the original, sign and date." Do not sign on the original document, only on the copy. Use a black or blue pen and make sure your signature does not cover any important text or photo on the document. Alright, we have completed the online application and gathered all the required documents. Now it's time to pay the fee. Complete the new user registration form. And then log in. Now, click on Create New Application from the side menu. From the drop-down menus, select San Francisco as your center and OCI as the main category, and then select New OCI. I highly recommend paying the fee using a credit card, because if you plan to use their FedEx shipping service, the only available payment option is credit or debit card. Now add customer, fill out the form, retrieve the OCI reference number from the application form you completed in Step 1, and fill in your American passport number. Now select the VFS offered courier service. This is the total fee you need to pay. Click on Additional Services and uncheck SMS and Photo Service unless you want to receive SMS updates of your application. Use their photo services if you are taking on-site appointment. You will receive email updates free of cost. You should see a reduced fee. Add mailing address and click Validate. Pay the fee using your credit or debit card. In the next screen, a FedEx label will appear. Take the printout of FedEx label. Do not use any other envelope, otherwise there will be an extra charge. Mail the documents via FedEx. You can track your application online using the reference number. You can find the application reference number located on the side of the application form. Enter the reference number and your American passport number. The current status of your application will be displayed in the next screen. Processing usually takes 6 to 8 weeks. Once approved, you'll receive your OCI card by mail or be called for pickup. And here's a bonus, the complete checklist of all required and supporting documents. Take a printout of your application form from Step 1. Make sure to attach your passport size photo and sign the form. Include a photocopy of the informational pages of your American passport and surrendered Indian passport. Add a photocopy of your naturalization certificate and surrender certificate. Also include a photocopy of your marriage certificate, divorce decree, or death certificate, if your spouse is deceased. Provide a copy of your employment letter. You can ask your HR or manager to issue this letter. Attach an affidavit in lieu of originals, confirming that all photocopies submitted are of the original documents. Include the undertaking of the OCI applicant, and copies of voter ID and ration cards, if applicable. Add a consent letter for the consulate or embassy, allowing them to make changes to your application. Include a printout of the fee payment receipt and the confirmation email from VFS regarding your application submission. Some documents will be condition-based, such as if your parents or spouse hold an OCI card, if an Indian visa was ever issued to you, if you've changed your name due to marriage or adoption. If you are not a U.S. citizen, include proof of your legal status. If you have dual citizenship, provide evidence of other countries' citizenship. And finally, include proof of your Indian address. If you don't have any physical address in India, clearly mention that in your cover letter. That's it. You're now one step closer to being an overseas citizen of India. Like this video if it helped you. Subscribe for more helpful guides on Indian visas, travel, and documentation. Drop your questions in the comments. I reply to everyone.